I'm gonna take my front wheel off. It's a little more of a pain in the butt. My last sport bike had one rotor. This one's got two, and these gold Nissans are kind of big, so I'm gonna pull them out first to make it easier to get my front wheel out. So it's just two bolts. Here they're 12 mil, and I'm gonna finish up this guy right here. I'll put the camera down. But it's pretty simple, just two of them. And once it's out, gently slide the caliper away from the rotor. I'm just going to let it chill out right here, okay? Now it might be tempting to squeeze the brake lever. Do not do that, because these pads will close together and you won't be able to get it back in the rotor. You'll have to drain the fluid or whatever. It's going to be a pain in the butt. Now for the wheel, what I did was I had to loosen, it's called pinch bolts. I got 4 of them. 2 here, 2 here. They're called pinch bolts because you can see here in the fork there's a piece of metal and there's a crack in it. And so what these bolts do is they pinch, and that holds the axle in place. And the other thing that holds it in place is this big bolt. Okay? This is a 22 mil, and it's going to be 59 foot-pounds when I put it back. But I'm going to screw that back in, so that way I'll be able to pop and bang the axle out this end. Okay? And a word about the stands. I've got one that goes into the steering head here. That way when I need to take the fork tubes out to change the oil, I can do that. If you get the stands that pop it up here, you can change the wheel, but you can't do anything else. And with my rear stand, I like the kind where the lever comes this way toward the middle of the bike, so that way I can hold the grab rail and with the other hand push this down and pop the bike up. It's a lot more stable. And while I'm at it, now I can get to these areas here where I normally couldn't clean. So I'm going to take some Simple Green and a rag and clean all that stuff up, because it may be a while before I can clean it again. It gives you some easy access. So let's pop that axle out so we can pull the wheel away. Now that the calipers are out of the way, don't sit on the metal thing. I'm just going to pop, get that going, and then I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to keep a little upward pressure with my feet and pull that guy out. Now because my calipers aren't in the way, pull that guy out. Again, you got spacers, don't lose them. And make sure you remember which way the wheel goes on. Here there's an arrow on the actual wheel that points forward. Also the tire, there's an arrow that points forward. So if you get this back and this wheel's pointing one way and this is pointing the other way, you know you screwed up, you gotta take the whole wheel off again. The whole tire as well. Okay? And see what I got here is what's called cupping. Alright? So what that means is that I got high spots and I got low spots. And you know you need to change your tire when you can see these wear indicators. See this little spot right here? Looks like there's a little extra rubber in the crease. That's the wear indicator. So I've rubbed it down all the way to the indicator. So that means this tire, even though it's got a lot of tread on the sides, it's still not quite safe. I mean, people can argue about it, but I go by the book on tires. So this guy's done. I wanted different tires anyway. So there you have it. I got both my tires off the bike, and now I'm gonna take them to the shop to put the balancing, because I don't have anything here to balance them with. So, and they'll do the whole thing, but I save a lot of money by removing the wheels. So that's where I'll go next.